All right, what's going on, everybody? So I had to touch on this topic. We're in a season, as I mentioned, where there's a lot of exposure. And I've talked about this last year, but a lot of people, your paradigm, your perception of people, your opinion, your view, your respect, all these different things are being challenged. And what's going on even now is in the church realm. You know, you see some news coming out about Hillsong and many other people. You have the political realm. You have candidates for Supreme Court. You have presidents. You have many leaders, influencers, all these different people. And what you thought was your image, your brand, your opinion of somebody drastically changes based on what they do or what's being exposed in terms of what their past is and all these different things, right? And so there's a question right now of, do I follow them? Do I speak to them? What does it mean to have love and grace? Do I forgive them? Are they just written off forever? And a lot of people, you're being challenged now to think, man, who do I look to? A lot of people have been looking up to certain people as role models. A lot of people have been looking up to certain churches, certain movements, certain things. And God is saying right now that you cannot look to any of these things. None of these denominations, none of these movements, none of these parties, political parties, none of these countries, the U.S. included. You can't be a nationalist. You can't be a XYZ. You can't be any of these things. What you have to do is you have to be focused on God. And God in this season, and I've said this before prophetically, is that he's shaking up everything that he can shake so that you can be awakened to what's going on. A lot of people, for the longest time, they've idolized, they've looked at somebody, and in their blindness have now defended, or they've just turned a blind eye. They give, free pass. For other people, they've condemned and they've pointed fingers, they've yelled at. And a lot of people, quite frankly, are getting it the opposite. They're confused. And for other people, there's too much of a pedestal, putting somebody up on a pedestal. There's too much of let's give them all the grace and let them do all these different things, right? And so there's a balance. And so right now, you have to realize that God is shaking things up, and that you have to realize that it's not about this person, this movement, this area. And so be careful how you argue, be careful who you defend. I'm not saying that you shouldn't show grace and mercy, but everybody right now, because they have been so stiff-necked, they've been so isolated and so tunnel vision focused on one thing, one person, one ideology, one area. God is shaking all that up for you to question your paradigm, to question and challenge your perspective on certain things. And so there will be discussions, there will be many things, but ultimately what God wants to do is he wants to take all the glory, he wants to get all the attention, and nobody can get all the credit. Nobody can say, oh, I did this. It was on my accord. And so that's why God is doing a lot of these different things in all realms. I'm not just saying, oh, there's exposure, there's all these different things. I'm telling you what's coming and what's happening now. The biggest guys, the biggest countries, all these people that you thought were really good. Oh yeah, the U.S., government and all these different, every single area that hasn't been shaken will be shaken. And so keep watching out, stay alert, stay in prayer, because God wants all the focus and the attention. God bless you guys. Talk to you guys soon.